What is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, closet swing traders? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are feeling good. We got Albert in the house. Good morning to you. Good morning to Alfredo, Andy, Bill, Brian, Daniel's in the house. Dragon, good morning to you. Good morning to Jeff, Joe, John. Good morning to JT, Kevin, Lauren, Lucian, Martina, Peter. Rick is in the house. Good morning to Sarah, Tim. Good morning to you. All my people out in YouTube land. Sabine, good morning to you. All my lurkers in the background of YouTube that just don't say anything ever. It's okay. I still love you. Hit that like and subscribe button. But yeah, so I think we uh we called it pretty much yesterday. Pre-market. We had a over obviously Sunday. We had the good EU. The market took all the EU tariff deal pretty positively. We said pre-market we might sell off today and then we might run tomorrow. And again, I don't know how the media is pushing it. I haven't even watched CNBC, so I'm not sure what they're talking about. But uh, I don't know how they want to spin it. But a lot of things will like one down day in the last forever, however many months, and realistically, we sat there with an inside resting day. It makes sense as we keep on hitting all-time highs. We keep on pushing higher, higher, higher. I think we're up today, even though there was a bunch of earnings. There's a bunch of we got Jerome Powell tomorrow. We got all this stuff for the week. I think we're still playing off of we're just in a really bullish market. The market likes the EU deal. I think we're seeing that play out today because it already played out Sunday night into Monday, so it makes sense that people might want to lock in some gains, see if they get back in positions at lower pricing. And this market's not giving you any opportunities for big pullbacks, bigger rotations, not yet. So I think we're up today mainly because of the EU deal. I think we're just continuing from that. I think even though yesterday was a down day where we actually closed a red candle, we did close inside. We closed below the closing price of Friday, which Friday, by the way, also just ran strong as well. I think that was our profit taking day, and I think we're looking to just keep going. So I think we're looking still on the positivity of the macro outlooks, the tariff deals. We do have a slew of earnings that has come in. Some good, some bad, some not too great. We can cover some of those ones, but yeah, I think the overall market, we still have the same story. We still have uh, these deals coming across. We I think the last one we really need is China. If we get that one in, there's your probably next pop, and then probably any China stocks will move on that one. Other than that, that's the direction. The problem is, or what we have been seeing the last couple days, this is turning into a trickier market than we had even 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago, and prior to that. We were getting bigger ranges on the day. We were getting good follow through. At this point, we're running into the volume, and we're just either breaking through it. We're not holding some of those key volumes. There's not as much volume in July in general. August is going to slow down a little bit as well, but and then by the time September comes around, we'll see if we've had a pullback at that point yet. I don't know, but for right now, we're running into these tighter ranges. Makes sense. The higher we squeeze, let's see if we can do a little pen action. Essentially, we got this, and I know it's not the straightest line in the world, and probably something like this. All right, we're just getting up into this point where it's either this, and I've seen some people kind of draw out a similar image than this and go, we have an ascending pennant pattern. That's usually a downtrend, but honestly, it could still do this too. So we don't know if this happens eventually. At some point, we will get a pullback, but it doesn't mean we can't run up another $20 first, $30, $50, something crazy, and then we get that pullback. So we'll see where it comes in, but I'm still sticking bullish. I'm still trying most of the trades in the bullish direction. That doesn't mean some individual names, and the market has been dead on news. There's been, besides the EU deal and in terms of like macro, we've been very, very quiet the last couple of weeks as well. So there's not even a lot of volatility. We're just working with the trend at this point. Some individual companies, earnings, individual news stories, um, some individual pockets in the market have some news that they're kind of moving off of different things. But the overall market is a little disconnected from a lot of things at this point, and it just keeps going higher. So we're seeing that today. Good gap and go into at least from active hours, all-time highs. We were obviously pre-markets a little bit higher than here. But we do have good support coming in. 637.39 is our first one. If we want to make it all the way back to yesterday's, that's 637.23. Otherwise, we do have a good gap and go. And well, we'll see if we want to take this one higher. But again, it is a gap and go, very, very high up there. Maybe we see smaller range today as well. But and we don't just run like we normally see on a crazy gap and go like we have today. We'll see how this one plays out, but I've got no targets higher. It would just be higher, and that's the thing too. We don't know where this market's going to go to. I couldn't tell you, and Jim Cramer couldn't tell you. Any YouTube guru, stock guru could not tell you how high we go before that comes in. Otherwise, trading would be a little too easy. That would make that too easy. We got Q's. Rock is in the house. Maybe JP can do something tomorrow in terms of movement in the markets. I don't know. I think the fallout from what he does not do, I think, is going to play into the markets a little bit. We remember the Jerome Powell firing days. We know Trump wants lower rates. Jerome Powell has been very good in being predicted by the markets. We have not seen a really like anything. Anytime the Fed futures predict that there's no rate cut, there's no rate cut. If they predict a 25, it's a 25. 50, it's a 50. So he's kind of just been following that for the most part. We have like a 2.5% chance of a rate hike or rate cut for tomorrow. So if Jerome doesn't shift from that meeting with the ad from Trump, I don't think he does. I don't think we get the rate cuts tomorrow. Maybe he starts talking about and starts going a little bit more dovish on September rate cuts. We'll see. But I don't. I think if he does not cut rates, Trump is going to get a little angered again, and then maybe we do get the volatility. So I don't think Jerome directly does anything. Even if he comes out dovish, I think then you get the backlash from Trump of well, why don't you just do it now? So I don't know. Yeah, I think we'll see some volatility from it. I just don't. I'm not sure exactly what extent. I don't think it's the extent we're thinking of. We get a rate cut or the market's like one thing or another. It's all going to be what Jerome says and then how Trump responds to it. I think. Q's gapping up to all-time highs as well. We just keep on going everywhere. But this is a little bit more of a retest gap. So again, a little gap and go on SPY. Retest on Q's. We'll see how this plays out. Otherwise, if we want to do a full-on retest, we got 568.16. Tech was fairly stronger than SPY yesterday, so we'll see if that wants to remain the case. But I would expect maybe a little consolidation. Qs might be a little tougher today than maybe it was yesterday. Otherwise, Bitcoin, BTC, USD. Let's check into crypto land. Bitcoin is just depending on when and what time of a day. It looks like it's about to break in either direction, and then it just comes back, and we've just continued this consolidation. So after this one big move that started July 8th, the very beginning of the month, we had a couple good days of pushing, and the rest of the month has just been very, very quiet. So Bulls not giving up, Bears not giving up. Bears tried it a couple times. Bulls stepped right back in. We had a bearish engulfing candle at one point yesterday. We started to not really break down some of those key support levels. In fact, I think we almost got right to one. Yeah, very close to one, somewhere in this 11, this 117, 357-ish zone. Now they're fighting back. Bulls getting above some key levels, 118, 194. But I think the better thing to do as opposed to these micro levels at this point is either 120K or let's even go tighter on this one, probably somewhere in this 117. So 117 to 120. I would wait to see if we break and close either of those, and that would set us up for our direction. But and whichever direction we want to break from here, that's gonna be very interesting. If so for crypto, if we do get the lowered interest rates, so and again, I don't think we get them tomorrow, but even Jerome Powell going a little bit more dovish on maybe the September cuts, give us a little bit more uh concrete, hey, I think maybe September we might be ready. I think that's going to be a good move for crypto as well because lower interest rates, cheaper money, and you'd have the opportunity then for more risk on assets to invest in at that point. So I think that would be a good driver. Maybe we're just kind of waiting for Jerome Powell to talk on that one, but Watch Jerome's comments on that if he does go slightly dovish. All right, let me know what tickers you guys got. The first one I see is BA. I also see MU. And then I see PayPal, SoFi, and UPS. Boeing does have a nice gap up today, up to 241.59 ahead of earnings. Actually, did earnings come out on Boeing? I don't see them yet. And I also don't see if they're night or day. So the Boeing earnings are out on Boeing. So I don't have the earnings yet. Looks like it was a beat. Where are we at longer term? Honestly, team, Boeing has some more room in it. I don't know how this day trade plays out. It is definitely a retest and a half. We hit a slight little volume on like a 238.27 pullback if we could get it to the higher side. I don't see really much in the way till like 245. After that, we got 247.83. Both of those kind of weak until we get to like 255, 260. So yeah, we have more room to go on Boeing higher. We got all the volume below us at this point. We have some good levels of support. This is a retest gap. If they want to give us a gift, come back into like this 235.41. I think it might be good to look for some kind of swing at that point, longer term hold. But this is again, we've already run up on it. Obviously, whatever the earnings were, the market liked it. We're getting that gap up. This is really not much holding us back from going quite a bit higher on Boeing. So I would look to buy dips. I don't think I'd be buying it at open, but we'll see what happens. It's a $5 move. Boeing used to put in like $10 candles all the time. We'll see. If that's the case, it's only halfway there till new door failure. Yeah. Let me take a look at MU. Yeah, until the next until the next early landing, I guess is the best way to put it. We got MU. This one I like a lot. 112.10 at open. Yesterday, even though it's a red candle, it is a little bit retest. I don't think I want to retest yesterday's VPOC. That's at 110.93. I don't even think I want to test this 111.12. I think if the bulls could remain strong on this one, I'd still look for a little bit of a pullback, maybe down to like this 111.84. But you have decent amount of room up till about 113.05. I think we could do something with that day trading wise. If we could get a little bit past that, we're looking at like 113.63. I think is a good target for today. There's a little bit of a stretch target. So yeah, I think that one looks decent. Would like to see a little bit of a pullback first. We're still inside this candle. This last breakdown candle, that one did have volume. We've been above that VPOC. We've probably this was your 50% retracement, 618 retracement. Maybe look for a little stall in here, some sideways chop, and then maybe we could go. So I think we have a little bit of time, maybe. I don't think we just open and run. I'd like to see a little pullback, small candle first, high wave. I think would be good, but we got about $1 and change to the next move higher. So I think we could do something. Probably have to have a tight setup on it. That would be my only downfall on that one. Otherwise, that one looks good. PayPal. I'm guessing their earnings came out. Yep. So not sure what the earnings were. I don't have the updated numbers yet, but market doesn't seem to like it. Let's see if I can get some PayPal will report earnings, yada yada yada. PayPal reports strong second quarter earnings as uptrend trajectory continues. All right, that seems like it's good. PayPal lifts guidance after Q2. Profit gains from active accounts and Venmo. Yeah, that seems like it was good earnings to me, but there's a couple of the stocks out here that might look very, very similar to this as well. That run into not all-time highs, but considerably high runs. The other one would be Royal Caribbean, I think, also reported really good earnings. But that's probably more of a high bar. You're pulling in, even though we're trapping maybe some bulls in this one. I think for the most part, I think this is probably a buy the dip opportunity. I am fully biased on PayPal. I think you guys might know. So I like big fan of PayPal. So I'm in it. This might be a buy opportunity. So we're around $73.90 if you get down there. Otherwise, really good support at 73.79. And then a big level would take us to about 72.95. So somewhere in this range, I don't think I'd be shorting it. To me, I didn't see the actual earnings yet, but from what I just read, Lyft's guidance looks good. This probably looks like a high bar, just had to beat. So yeah, I like PayPal. I I'd be looking to buy it as opposed to sell it at the 74 level. And then if we get back above $75, we'll probably see this 70.40 again. I don't know about today, but in the next day or two. So yeah, I kind of like that. Maybe even a mini swing. I think sets up pretty decent down there. SoFi, SOFI. They had earnings and they come in with a beat by 34, almost 35% earnings per share, 54 million to the surprise upside beat. This one is basically a stock that is might as well just be a big gallon of gasoline, and maybe this is a match that kind of lit it. I could see this one going higher from here. I think a lot of people have $25 targets on this one, so that would be a little bit of a potential hesitation, good psychological number at least. Obviously, very high bar. We've pulled back a little bit. We've at least consolidated. Pretty good gap and go over 3 days of selling, even though most of that's kind of inside the previous range. But getting above this candle here as well, very strong. Uh, I would like to see a pullback. I don't know if we get it, but I would like to see it. Probably a buy the dipper. That is from May 21st till today. It's essentially just been a straight rocket ship. So, yep. Looks really good. Really good earnings on SoFi. Nice beat all around. You don't have really too much to deal with in terms of resistance, a couple high peaks. Looks like this one we got to the high of like 24.65 right below that 25. This one 24.97 right below that 25. We've only been up there essentially one other time on this pretty much IPO peak. So we'll see. Looks good though. Looks like strong earnings to me. I don't really like to be a buyer up here when it's so high up, close to all-time highs, but for day trade, if you can find a good bullish play, I think that might have some momentum in it, especially if it does want to pull back a little. And again, what we've been seeing in this market is you don't have a lot of runners into those targets. And maybe today is different because it is a gap and go in the market that might help. But keep it on the watch list. So if you get this pullback today, tomorrow I'd be looking to buy the dip. So see how that one wants to play out over the next day or two. If it doesn't give you what you wanted today, PayPal was a beat. PayPal estimated 1.3, reported 1.4, 5.1% growth. They had a 7.7 surprise. Guidance is up. Yeah, everything looks good. I don't know. That doesn't make me want to sell my shares. SoFi is 150 with DraftKings. Oh, two 150 with DraftKings. Yeah, no. So the way DraftKings has been moving, SoFi makes it to 150 first, I think. I don't know. The amount of shares out there on SoFi though is a lot. So for 150 on SoFi, that would be some crazy valuations on SoFi. Depends on how they want to view it. If they view it as a banking, no, I don't think we ever see 150. If they want to view it as a tech company or more to the fintech zone, then I think you see it. Speaking of DraftKings, it's been perking up lately. It's not been bad. Today, you do have a gap and go, so we sold off yesterday, bearish engulfing candle. You're looking at 44.81. You got earnings this week, I believe, next week, so next Wednesday. I might be looking to sell some covered calls against my shares on this one. Other than that, we go higher. I mean, at this point, we've been above, like we're anytime these earnings come out, they usually get clobbered. That's the only reason I think I want to sell some covered calls. But looking at this chart, we are starting to get pretty much above some longer term volume, a lot of it actually. So maybe DraftKings could finally wake up. I know that'd make Rock happy. Don't be unreasonable, Mike. Tomorrow. Uh, tomorrow. So, plan your day trades today for tomorrow. UNH. UNH. Yeah, so here's the opposite of PayPal, where PayPal comes in with a high bar. UNH has a low bar. They didn't have much to do. they just, I mean, besides just them saying like, "Hey, we're still in business," they really had a. You really have to mess up this earnings report, and they did it. They figured that out. So they came in with an almost 9% miss on earnings per share. That's a good job, guys. Well achieved. This is to me is what stands out. So this is not good, right? This to me stands out. 114.94. The reason I would say that you have some good revenue, you still got money coming in, UNH dividend, and this is not updated today, but you can get a 3.13% on the largest health group out there. Um, that's a really good number. Does that being said, I've been talking about this level for a while as well. I think we need to get back down to 263.70. Did we get there at all? Pre-markets. Let me see if I can get that back on. The lowest we got down to was 263.37. What did we just say? 263.70. So pre-market, we've been there already. Not saying this holds, but that is the level I'm looking to think that this one could hold. Plus, you have a divvy, the bigger thing too, when we look at what is it, Conagra brands with like a 7.8 divvy. We were looking at that one yesterday. But a 3.13% or whatever it was to hold UNH for a longer term base, I'm not talking day trades. Uh, that's a pretty good, especially if you have rates coming down. That's the other thing with Jerome Powell too. And TLT is starting to perk up a little bit too as well. But if you have those rates dropping, right? Those are your I'm going to be buying those 6 month treasuries, the 9 month treasuries, year month, 3 month treasuries, because I'm getting 4.8, 4.2, I think 4.2 on the six right now. So if those rates start to drop, you start to see less of those. And this starts to drop as well. You can probably see 3%, something like that. If that's the case, give me some UNH. I'm going to get a guaranteed on my money 3.13 for right now. It's probably a little bit higher at open once Google calculates what those are. And then I think you start to see this come in. Plus, you have the upside of asset appreciation. I think at some point, a company that makes billions and billions of dollars, it doesn't go out of business. It's very hard. So the one thing is, do you fall into dividend traps? 3.13 or 3.5, whatever it is, with good revenue generations, which is still coming in with higher revenue. I think it's a well protected dividend. I don't think the divvy goes anywhere. So it doesn't mean the asset can't come down, but if you're looking to start to buy UNH, I know some of you guys are talking about leaps. I think I don't know about leaps. I want to see maybe some consolidation down here, then some leaps. Other than that, if you're going in with shares, you're not on margin. I think it's not a bad place to look. Jolts and consumer confidence at 10 a.m. Consumer confidence will come in as a beat. They don't even have to. I don't know why they spend billions of dollars on these things. I'm going to tell you right now, consumer confidence, it's going to come in as a beat. Jolts, Jolts might come in a little bit neutral to the downside. I think if I had to take a stab at it, consumer confidence, I don't know. They should stop that. Stop that report. I'll just ask me. I'll tell you exactly how that one comes in. Sydney got a 1.5 on MNQ in the 3 minute candles this pre-market. Beautiful. In 3 minute candles. Nicely done. Making money before the bell rings. I like it. You got Nike. Nike again, pretty good earnings that they had. They also had the JP Morgan upgrade yesterday. Well, upgrade to overweight, essentially upgrade. Hung out pretty strong even as the market's coming down. Watch this slight resistance we're opening into it right now. So watch somewhere around, it's only 2 pennies away, it looks like. 79.35. Yeah, we're there now. If we can get above it, I think we go higher today. I think we look for continuation on Nike. So that looks good. Also, there's really nothing holding us back till at least $80.70. And these are small levels, 81.75. And then I think 83.72. So I'd still be a little bit more bullish than bearish on Nike as well. Again, the divvies are a little bit less than they were 2 days ago. But that's another divvy stock that is a little bit beat up. Lower rates, lowering the interest rates from Jerome Powell, I think boosts a lot of these stocks up. And then bigger target, probably about 94.34 on that one. A couple spots in between though. We got to get through this $83 range. So if we get above that VPOC today, yeah, I would continue bullish. If you're in it, keep holding. I think it would be good. Bull for VING. VING wants to look at Bull. Bull is down a little bit more today. After just some incredible moves. This one, again, will just wake up and do crazy things at any point. Very interesting spot for the open so far, though. I wouldn't be shocked at some point if we get retesting down to like this 1426. But for today, as long as we stay above 1519, that would get you your upside, I think, to probably about 1545. I think we hang out in that range today. If anything crazy happens, this is a retest gap. Maybe we could come into this 1571 would be a very, very strong resistance. So maybe at some point this thing just wakes up today and just goes crazy. I don't think today's the day. I think there's a lot of other interesting names out there. Um, but I'm still holding it. Got the covered calls. They expire this Friday, and then rinse and repeat once I do buy those back at those prices. App I do have on my list, and I do like app. So let's take a look at that one. Yeah, that was one of my favorites pre-market as well. Again, same thing. And I think when I was looking, it was a tad lower than this, but it is a retest gap, getting above some very key crucial VPOCs. Resistance on this one, 376.36. So it gives us about $3 to the higher side. Otherwise, I think maybe we could make it to like 378.76. Would love to see a pullback on this one, get some better risk reward, but yeah, that one's kind of perking a little bit as well. I kind of like that one. Let's see, Boeing, we did. TTD also, we said yesterday had a lot of room, hung out pretty strong. I think we're doing some continuation today. I would be looking for that pullback on this one if we can get it. It is a retest gap for today. Again, we're just getting into some zones where $90 is the next spot. That's still from here right now about 90 cents higher. I think you're gonna have a little volume coming in from 90 to 94. We'll see. But if you buy it lower today, I think in a swing trade, it starts to look good. Pretty nice gap fill. Next target, if we get through the more recent volume, would be 97.78. After that point, nothing to about 109. And then I think at some point you're back to 119.50. So quite the potential move you have on TTD in the longer run. I think, buying those dips. We talked about how Wall Street was probably kind of missing a little of what TTD actually was back here in the $50 range, $54 range, I think we were. So we didn't call the exact bottom, but I know some traders are in this one already fairly low, and they're already up pretty decently on that one. But I think it goes higher from here. AMD, how much time we got left? Not much. Oh, DJ, hurry up. Hurry up, DJ. This one looks like it wants to continue further. You got big volume at 178.11. We'll see if we get there today. It's very, very possible we do. It's got everything in its favor, momentum, AMD, chips, but watch for a little pullback. It is a retest gap, 173.21. If you could get it, let's see if they want to give some gifts out today in the market. Not historically known to do so, but that is the morning bell. So everybody in YouTube land, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button if you've not done so already. Other than that, you guys are incredible, and I'll catch you guys.